Christmas is going to be merry for a lot of people. It's just the season. But I mean, if you're in the market and if you're seeing prices drift down, it's obviously not a great thing. And, you know, the nature of the market, the way it is drifting down tells you something about just the lack of interest, right? I mean, usually it's like slam dunk. You get a big cut, you get a big cut, and then there is some chance that because the cut has been so sharp, etc., you get meaningful bounces as well. But this is like, you know, slow death. You know, incrementally, 5 points, 7 points, 10 points, you kind of start starting to lose. So just lack of any interest, any buyer interest, any resistance from buyers out there. That's what you're seeing at this point in time. You know, Ekta, many people have been talking whether this is what we are seeing right now is a big shift. You know, every time markets correct, by the way, if you go back in history, this conversation is not new. Is this the end of a bull? Is this the end of the bull market? Is this a significant turn? Are things going to change for sure? I mean, we are starting another big downtrend, right? I mean, those kind of things always pop up. It always happens. And in hindsight, you say, okay, well, maybe it was a little overdone. Optimism is overdone. Pessimism is overdone. What I've done is, if you can put the graphics up, I've just put like 4 or 5 simple numbers on our screen, which kind of map the journey so far. Now, the journey so far means the bull market journey so far. First of all, you have to believe that this is a bull market because, I mean, I think we never got off on the point where because there are many people who believe, old timers who say, well, this is a bull market, others who say, well, no, it's not a bull market. There are enough on both sides. But if you believe that the bull market started, well, the point it started on was 5118. That was in August of 2017. The rally started before Mr. Modi came to power. The BJP came to power in May of 2014. But you saw that big move. From 5118, we went non-stop to 9,000 plus. The exact number was 9119. That was the high made in March of 2015, right? From that point, I mean, that was non-stop. I mean, I looked at monthly candles. You got 1 month between August and March of August of 2014 and March of 2015. 1 month when the market was down just a little bit. Otherwise, it was non-stop. And then we corrected about 20 from 9119. We fell about 25%. To a level of 68.25. That was in February of 2016. The low was made on the day of the budget, right? And so that was a 25% fall. And then we rallied again to about 89.69, right? And in the intervening period, you had all things like Brexit and, it was all of that stuff, actually. And then, you corrected post-Brexit, the market rallied. 89.69 was the rally where the rally halted. That was in the month of September 2016. And from that point, in September 2016, we are down about 11% to 79.50, which is the current market price approximately. The point I want to make is 79.50. You take two figures. One, from the absolute where the bull market started, 51.18, we are up about almost 60% from that point. If you take the low of 68.25, we are still up about 15-16% or so. The third point is that, and this I'll put out a little later, if you go back to previous bull markets, I mean, take the 2003 or 2004 to 2008 bull market, for example, you get numerous corrections. I mean, I had those numbers, I couldn't find it, otherwise I would have put it out right now. You get numerous 5%, 10%, 15%. We even in that period had a 30% correction, 130% correction. But 5-10% corrections are, I mean, almost garden variety. Yeah. And, when you're in the midst of one of those 10%, 15% corrections, you always do question whether this is the end. Well, this is going to completely disappear. And we are going down, back down. I mean, end of the road, etc., etc. So I just kind of sort of, and we'll put those numbers up because it's very interesting to compare how many of these corrections we've had in this bull market, if you think this is one, and how many of these corrections we've had in the last bull market. And the numbers are, I mean, actually quite staggering. There are many other implications you can derive from these numbers, technically speaking. But I just wanted to kind of sort of put the big numbers out to see where we are in this stage of the market.
Okay, so